Hello, I'm BXToyCat and welcome back to another video. Today I have another T25 feature tutorial because I'm going to be showing you how the new host privileges work, because it can be confusing as to how you activate them, because in this menu you can only see weather cycle as the new options, but the rest are all available in game. So we're going to have to go there to show you the rest of these, and I will be explaining how all of these work, as well as stuff like, you know, exactly what you can do with them and some cool edge case uses for them. But first of all, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. And one quick warning is don't ever use host privileges on a survival world you care about. It does disable achievements and leaderboards and essentially makes it a creative world. Only use it in creative and only use it in survival if you're just messing around. So just bear that in mind, and yeah, I'm going to have to actually just skip here in the video because the Xbox One server system is being really slow and it takes literally minutes. So be right back. Okay, so we're back, and that only took 1 whole minute, and it's like, whoa, that's fast for today. So, one quick point that you actually, on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, have over the Xbox One, is the fact that there's no cloud server stuff that just goes down every now and then. So, you know, if you ever feel bad, just remember, you know, you're better in some ways. Anyway, let's start talking about these host privileges. So, if you press the back button, there is this new option up here now that says host options. If you haven't seen this before, it's how you can change all these options in-game, and it's also where all these new options are found. So, there is set day and set night here. They're the two easiest ones to explain, but they do have a cool connotation behind them. So when you set day, it sets the time to 1000. When you set at night, it sets the time to 13,000. And this is roughly a little bit after the day started, but when it's fully out. So when it's fully bright or when it's fully dark, basically, in case you want darkness or brightness. But the way it says set time to 1000 is the exact same result you get on PC when you use the /setDay command. And this makes me think that they're hinting towards commands a little bit, because they have the exact same system, it's just you activate it in a slightly different way, which makes me think maybe at some point you'll be able to just use your own commands. But, you know, it's just something worth pointing out. So here's set night. You can see the moon rising from the same point, and you can see set time to 13,000. So that's just something pretty cool and worth pointing out. You can't use your own custom times yet. You can only use set day and set night, which is kind of a shame, but you can turn off the daylight cycle. You can move it yourself. You can kind of make it set to a certain point, but you can't, you know, set it to midday. You can't set it to midnight. That's kind of a thing. So next up, we have difficulty and game mode. Difficulty can now be switched in-game, and the big advantage to this, honestly, and you might say this is abuse, is that if you have loads of mobs spawning somewhere, if you switch, you can just switch to peaceful and then switch back to easy, and you can do it like that. It's that simple. It's a thing you can do. And actually, let's switch to day. I don't like the nighttime so much. Next up, we have the game mode. This is actually pretty cool, because this game mode you're seeing right here is the default game mode. This is when people join the game mode they have by default. So we can set it to adventure by default, so anyone who joins the world is an adventurer. But me personally, as ToyCat, can be set to creative. So the world's default is still adventure. I'll show you there. But I am in creative personally, which means there's a few cool possibilities you can do with this. The big one, in my opinion, is the fact that you're actually able to use this to, you know, like you know, make a map as you build for a friend, like make challenges live. Have a kind of like a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons, but while you're playing Minecraft, you can do so many cool things with this as a possibility. And I think different game modes is good for a bunch of reasons. Obviously, if you have a friend who's not being very nice, maybe he shouldn't be a friend anymore. But if it's used in the right way, you can have different game modes and do some cool stuff. So the other one you noticed here, we'll just cover that one quickly, is set player spawn points. So this is just used if you want to set, if you're playing a creative and you want to have you know, player spawn somewhere specific, you can do that. But what you can also do, and this is kind of interesting to me, you might say this is, you know, you would definitely say this is annoying. You can set someone else's spawn point to be in midair. So let's just say all the way up here. Look how cool the glass looks as you go flying up. Also, look how cool it is just to look around. But yeah, so let's set our spawn point all the way up here. And the cool thing about doing this is if we set ourselves to survival, what actually happens is we are now trapped in the air, and we die, and then we fall, and then, you know, obviously we die again, and then we fall. So if you want to troll a friend, or, you know, leave them trapped somewhere for a while, just have them do this for a while, and let's see if we can actually get out of this infinite loop in time. Oh, can we do it? Yes, we can. I was very impressed. So, yeah, I just set my own game mode to creative, as you see there, and that got me out of that. But yeah, you can set people's spawn points in the air. You can set it in lava. You can set it to lots of crazy places you probably shouldn't be able to. But, you know, because it's a host privilege, I guess it makes sense. So, set player spawn. You can also set the default spawn, which is here. This is where everyone will spawn into the world. You can also make that in midair, which is another thing you can do as just a way to confuse people, I guess. Just something worth pointing out. You can set the default spawn point to be midair, and there's no restrictions on that like there is with your default spawn, which is something worth pointing out. So next up, let's start talk. Sorry, I got the creative menu out. Let's talk about the one just under here, which is weather. So weather has 3 options: clear, rainy, and thunderstorm, or rain and thunder. And basically, let's just set to rain. Rain is rain. I'm sure we all understand. This is actually a massive desert biome, so you don't see it. And then thunder is thunder, which makes everything a little bit darker. I think it's a lot cooler because thunderstorms are actually cool. They have thunder, you can make charged creepers, and now with this edition, getting charged creepers in creative is a little bit easier than survival. It's still, next to impossible. You have to spawn in like a million, but it's easier than it was before, so that's kind of a nice thing. So, that's changing weather. You've got 3 options, and you can also have the weather cycle, and this one is one that I really like personally, because it means that if you want to have your weather cycle, you can, but if, like me, you don't, you can leave it thundering forever, or you can leave it clear forever, and you just don't have to deal with it. And this is the amount of times it rains as I'm recording a video, it's like, and, I know a lot of people besides me hate rain anyway. You don't have to deal with it for creative anymore, which is just such a big deal for me. So, the rest of the host options are actually not new. One that is actually missing that I didn't actually realize until earlier is they said that being able to change off cave sounds would be able to be done with host privileges, and this doesn't look like you can actually do it. Maybe it's in the settings somewhere and I've just missed it, but if you, but one more thing that's not in host privileges that some people might think is if you go to the settings and then you go to the user interface, classic crafting is over here. So you turn that on and off to turn that on. That's not a host privilege, that's entirely separate. And actually, cave sounds, there we go. I was just wondering, like, oh, it's in the settings. So yeah, you can turn off cave sounds like that. Again, not a host privilege, but all of these things right here, setting the day, setting the night, difficulty game mode, multiple point weather, all these things are actually controlled by host privileges. So I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you learned something new about the host privileges. If you did like the video, please do like it and let me know. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you did like it. Is there a zombie with a sword just chilling? There is a zombie with a sword. Hello. But also share it if you really liked it. It's a good way to let other people find out about the channel, and that's always a good thing for me, of course, and it really is appreciated. Besides that, subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and the TE25 marathon will continue until this weekend. So more TE25 videos every single day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.